Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. So the Joint L1 Task Force Q2, it's been released. Let's dive into it. So I've highlighted a lot of stuff in this. I've highlighted a few things which I like, but there's also a lot that I just simply dislike at the moment. I've got a lot of my own issues with where this is all going, where it's heading, and what we're actually even doing currently. Now, if you're feeling like when you read one of these, especially one of these, that you're confused, okay, don't think it's just you, because half of the stuff on here, don't understand. Don't have a Scooby what it is. Need to Google it. You know, so much stuff to go through. It's overwhelming, right? Well, I think this is becoming intentional. I think they do this intentionally. Worked in the games industry myself, designing games. So this is pretty much a way of, like, you do patch notes. There's 10%-ish of people that are going to understand everything up there, and you know, absolute fair play to you. But the LUNC community is average Joes. We can't keep putting up what we're going to be paying for, and it being just as hugely complex as it can be. You know, lay it out, roadmap, where are we going, what are we doing. This is becoming ridiculous to a point now where I'm not even able to break this down for you folks. It's not something that is really breakdownable. This Terra operator system, which is Tobias's new system he's made, it's he basically gave the node running system for running a node. He gave it the Tendermint job. He basically made it easier for node upgrades to happen. Is it going to get utilized? Probably not, because all of the old guard run their nodes themselves. They're not going to allow a operator to do a mass update. And I can simply tell you why. If you go through to the comments, there's a few different people speaking about a bodged upgrade that validators had to deal with. Then they had to get help to fix it. Come on. So this established IBCs to Kajura. I'm not happy about this. Kajura is a chain for making like native assets, different stuff like that. It's all for parity with Luna, doing bunny fingers. But every time I mention Alliance, there's like no interest in it. You know, what are we doing towards Alliance? Well, you know, nothing. It's more interest in Edward Kim's sidechain. He's obviously got fed up, a little bit tired. He's not very interested in the work, has exactly how he stated. He's entitled to his opinions, and he's a free man. He's entitled to do what he likes. But, you know, this is LUNC, and I'll stand strongly by this. Going off to work on an AI sidechain and then simply stating, and it's going to be for features for the Luna Classic blockchain, I don't see a use for an artificial intelligence. Someone said today, Ed Kim said, the only people who have the technology to make an artificial intelligence learn is apparently Google and some other place. And it's just like, well, hold on a minute, you just contradicted your whole thing you're developing. It's becoming questionable. It's like, when are we going to start paying for people's pencils and toilet roll during work hours, right? Because currently we're paying a part-time project manager 6.88k USD per month for him to manage this gobbledygook. People just don't understand it. It's not like, I see us as this car, right? And we really want to move so badly. We want to move. We want to go so fast, and we'll do anything to get the car running at the moment. Like, we're going to do anything. And it's becoming a thing with USTC, right? I asked Tobias, are you worried about UST being drawn into some kind of legal battle? No, not one bit. Yet, in here clearly states, development on Ziggy, the market module, and USTC repeg activities is dependent separate proposals governance, as well as other legal and regulatory requirements being met. A lot's changed in the past week alone. Do Kwon's in handcuffs. He's going to be extradited after 30 days. And the likelihood is UST is going to be caught up in a case. There's Luna and Luna Classic, right? There is just USTC. They didn't make a UST and USTC. It's the same thing. We have a community pool with UST in it. We have an Oracle pool with UST in it. Terra rebels somehow minted a load of UST. You've got people from the UST community begging for them to stop minting coins. So my biggest fear with USTC is it's simply just going to get dragged into a court case. These judges, these courts, the governments, they're not going to hear each one of us out. They're not going to go and look at our tweets and go, oh yeah, and start, having a back and forth with you about it. It's getting dragged into a courtroom. It's going to get locked up. The same thing that happened to XRP is likely going to happen to Luna and UST. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. Like, very, very surprised. On the run for 8 months, traveling on fake documents. Come on, folks, put 2 and 2 together. So this is really, it's really good to see that they've got all of these different things, right? But none of it makes any sense. Finalize L1 Dojo, Path of the Expert. There's another one in it where it's Path of the Journeyman. Finalise Q2 work and avoid voting on Q3 funding. Really funny, guys, but we're paying you 140k for the second quarter. There's parts in here which, like I was saying, at some point we're going to start paying for their stationary, discretionary computing costs. This all needs to be outlined better. 2 part-time junior developers, no names whatsoever, LUNC Burn Army. It's these people, we're paying them a lot of money, and if you listened to the podcast, it's like, we're not in charge. No, we're not in charge, Niche. We're not. No, you're paying us, but we're not in charge. No, we don't control anything. There's all these different things. I'm hearing people saying certain people are shorting against the coin, openly doing it, tweeting about it as if it's funny. Like, it won't be funny when SEC starts dragging different people into courtrooms. And as the CFTC spokesman said, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, they'll get you. It's an interesting thing. I mean, how many people have gone against the government many times before? I mean, the only guy, DB Cooper's probably the only person I know to have gotten away with something really cool. What are they called? Harmless crime? I guess it wasn't pretty harmless, but he didn't hurt anyone. So you've got Renew Community Oversight Committee for L1 team going out to vote for new committee members. They put out a tweet saying they were looking for community oversight committee members. This was not long before I went for my operation, and I applied, and I was told they're not putting me up to vote because I knew Strafe. I'd worked with Strafe on a project. This becomes questionable. Does the community even have a choice if they're controlling who goes up for the vote, right? And it becomes a thing again with the people who sign off on Terra Grants Foundation. This is Ed, Marco and Jagmot, the person who runs all nodes. And, it's becoming this little exclusive circle of people who are cool with each other. And it's becoming like this nice little tight knitted circle. And it doesn't matter about everyone else. Like at the moment, it's a struggle to get information to pass to you guys about LUNC. There's just nothing floating about. Nothing's really happening. Got all of these different AMAs they're doing with all of these different things. In the podcast, I think we're doing really well. We're heading in the right direction. But where are we going? What is the destination? What is the goal? We've got a possible USTC path, we've got LUNC's path, we've got Tobias's path, and then we've got Ed's path. These are 4 paths that split off. And we just can't afford to go on an expedition down all 4. If we look at Alliance, right, I can't find the document. I've tried searching for it. But the original document, if you look at it for Alliance, they outline pretty much about a year's worth of work from top to bottom. And it was so easy to absorb. You got it. You got the concept. You knew where you was going. You knew what the bus looked like. You knew what fuel went in it. You knew the ins and outs. And we just don't have that with this. And for me, it's becoming a huge worry that the price continues to drop. Nodes are becoming inoperable for people like myself who are new to the game, just trying to get in place. Nodes are going to become unprofitable, which means that you would have to pay double just to run it. You wouldn't be earning nothing from it. You wouldn't be burning nothing from it. It would simply just be a hole of debt in your pocket. It's not a situation where we can just go, well, we'll just run at a loss and hope everything's okay. No, we'll just have to shut it all down. It's as simple as that. My biggest worry at the moment is, and I've said this many of times, it comes down to a war of attrition. And we just end up with all of the old guard controlling the system once again. And it's, I asked the community, when was the last time a vote went up and we got what we wanted? No, we don't. It's always what the old guard want, or what the L1 task force wants, or where they want to go and how they're feeling. We've got millions of people who've invested in this motive, this idea, this belief, the dream, right? And this dream's like slowly, for me, being like squished and squashed and all of the liquidity just like taken out of it as much as we can get. And every time we make one of these payments, right, for all of these different things, and it doesn't excel us any further than we were, in fact, the price continues to go down, right? At the same time, we're paying them out of our pool and they're selling that. And it's dropping the price more. And everyone's like, yay! So I'm at a point now where I've been involved with LUNC since the beginning, okay? I've built projects, I've brought projects in, I've got projects to utilize LUNC, I've helped these projects grow, I've done all of these different things, and now I wouldn't even launch a sausage party on the chain because of the simple fact that the fees are absolute junk, and you can't even run simple smart contracts without them breaking the bank. It's all become ridiculous. All of this work, all of this really high complex work you're seeing on the feeders and all these different things, and they can't even be bothered to do a gas slider, the same as Ethereum, so that if we're receiving really high traffic because people are moving money for our exchange, right? Well, make the fees go up for them. Nodes still have to process that same amount of stuff. It doesn't change for us. We're not doing all of the simple things. Like I said, getting rid of all the stable quants, all of the junk coins that are being paid out in staking rewards. Get rid of them and just get rid of them. They're not doing anything. They're costing people who are doing the multiple swap, which is probably hundreds of thousands of people daily, are just losing God knows how much on ridiculous amounts of fees. And it's all just gotten silly. Like I was saying, pencils and toilet paper, Roombas for the Terra Rebel group, and all of these people more or less come from the Terra Rebels group. We've just got a rebranded version of Terra Rebels, and I'm always honest with this community, and I'm always going to be honest with this community, and this is my honest opinion of this whole thing. It's just junk. It's just junk, and it's like they're sheerly ignoring that UST's getting tired of it's like Do Kwon's not even been arrested. So a couple of things I see on here which are really good is on-ramp technologies. This should have been done way back. Everybody wanted the on-off ramp. Loads of people, Matthew Perry, but we all spoke about it. And what it is, it's like, well, they didn't come up with the idea, so that we're not going to do it. And it's just like, do what the community want. Make the community happy, and everyone will be happy. And then it will show other people, because they'll go tell their friends, I'm involved in this amazing cryptocurrency. It's doing so great, but it's just... we've got these die-hard cold fans who solely believe in it, same as I do. Been here from the beginning, still holding my bags now. And you've got these people that are, kind of in the middle, starting to see it for what it is. And then you've got this group of people who totally see it for what it is. And, my heart goes out to Ed for how he's feeling. Totally goes out to him for how he's feeling, and that he's got the strength to write out how he's feeling in a Medium article. But, I don't want to see a development of an artificial intelligence sidechain. I don't want any kind of artificial intelligence involved with LUNC. The reason why the crash happened was because someone utilized an artificial intelligence trading bot or something to repeat the same thing over and over again. We don't need these kind of weaknesses. We need simple steps and simple things to push us further. We don't need all this gobbledygook and, an L2 team coming forward, paying for classics. We're doing all of this stuff for parity, right? So all of this is being done for parity, right? But we're in addition to the L1 task force, we will seek to work with an L2 team to develop classic station. Great. So now we're developing classic. So there's like 5 routes, Oh my goodness. Oh, when's it going to end? When, Moon? So, you know, this is really how I'm feeling. We've been in this for over 8 months now. We're no better off than, you know, we're worse off than when we started. It just feels like we're paying for bug fixes at this point. We're just getting charged for like every little tiny like little bug fix, everything, you know. Oh, we changed some buttons today, we're gonna have to charge you for that. So if we change the buttons to pink tomorrow, we can charge them on that. You know, a lot of this is like jokingly, like you can see the joking bit kind of here. Avoid voting on Q3 funded. They're loving this, absolutely sucking liquidity out of the blockchain and not really putting a great deal back in. I don't want to see these people on Twitter tweeting all these different things. If you've got time to sit on Twitter all day, sit reading Bloomberg articles all day, then clearly you're not doing your job. You know, it comes down to these things, right? We want to see movement. I can't stay in Lunar Classic running a node that's not profitable. Okay, we live on planet Earth, where on planet Earth, you know, there's this thing called real life. Folks, let me know how you're feeling about all of this. It took me a lot to, this is the second time I've recorded this video. It took me a lot to do this video, to be honest with my community. You know, it's becoming ridiculous. It really is becoming ridiculous. And then obviously Ed leaving to work on this chain. Come on. I think we're at a point now where these guys need to really... My biggest worry is, you know, no one's going to listen. It's going to continue how it is. They'll keep rinsing the blockchain until this one's done. Then they'll all move off to Ed's new artificial intelligence sidechain. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. Beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to me. I'm heading off to work. Catch you in the next one. Yeah, I'm back, baby.